Wow, dude. That intro, that was really good. And it definitely wasn't a waste of your time.
Do you feel the weight of your sins? Does it hurt? Does God's judgment fill you with guilt, torment? When you feel rage, do you curse his name for striking you down? You can never fix what you've done, or will carry that weight into death and well upon you who deny him, for he will deny you into the world to come.
Yo boys, it is DJ Power here. Today, look at that, I went outside and touched grass. Thank you guys for your recommendations on me to touch grass. I have now done it. I can now say with confidence, it's overrated. Now, for those of you who also don't like to touch grass, I have a Discord server. Go join it, it's in the description, fuck you. And then also before we get to the funny haha comparison, holy shit, I almost just fucking fell, bro. Look at that shit, my fucking foot just slid. I'm gonna not stand over here when we're doing the video. I just want to say thank you to Todd at Flipazona on Instagram. Go give him a follow. He was kind enough to let me borrow his Gale for this video. So, thanks friend, I appreciate it. You a homie. So, go follow him, go check him out. He's a cool dude. And he was gone for a while, and now he's back, which is cool. So, yeah, let's get to it. So today we got the comparison, obviously if you read the title, the real Gale by Svix versus the Armshark Gale, the clone. So, let's start with some specs, some stats if you will. I believe that these are 440C hardened steel blades with 6AL4V grade 5 titanium. Zenpin Chanwich construction, or heavy speed channel construction, whichever one you want to call it. And then these got jimping on them, not a whole lot, and they don't really do a whole lot as they're not sharp, they're not very deep, very, very shallow. You can see it on the side there, very shallow jimping. The blades are chamfered, not crowned, but they still feel pretty good for rollovers and things like that. So yeah, that's specs. That's the specs. They're on bushings, obviously. So yeah, let's play tolerances and sound test right here. Alright, cool, so that's how the real one sounds, and tolerances and whatever. It's pretty good, but nothing crazy. Oh, also forgot to mention the handles are a stonewash. So, there's that as well. So that's it on this guy. Let's talk about the clone, a little bit of the fake, a little bit of trolling. Here's the fake, here's the clone, the Armshark knife. Here it is. So the dimensions on it are pretty accurate, like scarily accurate. It is terrifyingly 1-to-1. So let's go over specs. I believe it is also 440 hardened steel blade, or it is D2 steel. I don't remember which one. The handles are TC4 titanium. Also same construction, that speed channel, Chanwich construction, whichever one you want to call it. The blade is fully crowned, unlike the real one, which is chamfered. And of course this also runs on bushings. So let's play sound test and tolerances right here. So yeah, honestly, tolerances on this thing are not bad at all. You know, no tap kind of thing. But let's talk about this. Other people have gotten them. Let's talk about the problems. We'll get those out of the way really quick. I've been told that these Zen screws will snap. They will break. You will have to replace them. Bright side, it does come with an extra set of the Zen pin screws. So there's that at least. Another con is these bushings. They are pretty oversized. In terms of normal clones, that, you know, perfectly fine. If anything, that's a pro. In terms of Arm Shark, that's a little bit iffy. Arm Shark has really, really good bushings. Every knife that I've seen and owned has had insanely good tolerances. Now, obviously, as you heard, it does have no tap for now, but I can imagine that that will change over time, as I have seen with other clone Gales. I've seen them on Reddit, I've seen them on Instagram, I've seen other ones with tap. I don't know if just mine is good for now, or if maybe they just didn't tighten their Zen pins enough. I'm not sure. But, speaking of the Zen pins, you cannot fully tighten them. This is not just a problem with the clone Gale, but also a problem with the real Gale. Because they use just standard sex bolts instead of a shoulder pin, you can't fully tighten on these screws because it'll pinch at the handle right here. Similar to a pivot with how it has the female and the male screw, the same thing for the Zen pin on these. And the problem with that is, again, it will pinch. So the more you tighten this, it'll pinch and it'll start binding. It does not matter how good your bushing is, it will bind. That is just how it works, that is how it goes. It is tragic, it is sad, it's really fucking annoying for someone like me who likes to fully tighten everything, because Loctite's fucking annoying. But that's just how it is on this guy. So, keep that in mind when you're getting a real Gale or a clone Gale, as again, it does apply to both of them. So let's go over to the real Gale. So what are we seeing on balance with this guy? Well, we're seeing a slight blade bias. If we do a handle drop, it is stopping pretty neutral, but swinging a tiny bit past. It's not blade heavy, it's not generally blade biased, it's just a slight blade bias. Still does roll over good. Obviously it fans good because blade bias, but it's fine, it is good. Now with these, let's talk about a problem that is, at the moment, just a real Gale problem. See that handle gap? Now you don't. Real Gales will slap. This Gale that I have in my hands is a good exception. For whatever reason, Todd has a good Gale, and it does not slap. They will still touch if you squeeze, obviously, but it doesn't slap. It will slap a little bit in open, but in close it's good. The blade also doesn't hit the inside of this channel part right here, which my old Gale and previous Gales that I have flipped also do. So this is a way better Gale, and probably the best example of a Gale that you could find. If you buy a real Gale, expect handle slap, and expect that blade to be hitting the channel, and make very, very loud tingy noises, as if it already isn't loud enough with its tingy noises. So now the clone. What's the clone's balance? Well, because it's TC4 titanium, which is a little bit heavier than 6AL4V, it's pretty neutral. Surprisingly neutral. Still fans really good, as you can see. Very, very good T-fan. No handle drag or nothing. So that's good. Rollover's obviously still good. And with this one, you have a handle gap. You can still close it if you squeeze really tight, but it does not touch. So that's good. Now with this, I don't know if it's just mine that isn't fully broken in yet, but it's not as loud as a real Gale. It isn't as ringy as a real Gale. In general, it's not just less ringy, it's just quieter. So I don't know if that's just mine, or all of them in general, but keep that in mind if you like the really loud ringy noises. So let's talk about preferences. This is a really funny one. People generally prefer more neutral knives. They don't like biases, typically. Me personally, I like biases. I don't like the dead neutral because preference, and I like uniqueness and blah, 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 blah. But When I hand someone these Gales, and I don't say a word, and I have had more than one occasion of this, and I hand them both, and I ask them, what do you think of these Gales? People know that there's 4 different versions of the Gale, so in their mind they're just thinking, okay, one of them's a V3, the other one's a V4 probably, right? And then in the end, you go, which one do you like more? So far, I have not had a single person say that they prefer the real Gale over the clone Gale. And it's funny, actually. Because this is really, 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 really good. And so is the real Gale. But people don't like the weirdness of the Gale in terms of its balance. It flips similar to a standard Tanto replicant, like stock V3, but with a little less handle weight. So, you know, it's weird for a lot of people. But this isn't. This is really neutral, but because of the difference in titanium, because this is a heavier titanium, it gives it a little more handle weight, not in terms of design, but in terms of density. So this is more neutral, and people like more neutral. And because this thing still has pretty good quality, people prefer this, which is weird. Now let's get to the really, really weird part. Do I recommend this? And I'm gonna say no. I don't recommend the Gale clone. I think, first of all, I love Svix. Let's get that out of the way. I'm a big fan of Svix. He's a good dude. Cool dude. But that doesn't sway my opinion in terms of if you should buy this or not. This knife, just something's wrong about it. It doesn't have that. It just doesn't have that confidence. Like, I'm not confident that this knife will survive if I beat the shit out of it. Yeah, the handles will live. Yeah, the blade isn't gonna snap in half, but these Zen pins really don't let me have faith in it. And not only that, but this construction doesn't mean I can just tighten it. And I can't just, you know, press everything down and start using it as a beater. I'm gonna have to Loctite it, hope that Loctite doesn't break after beating, and cross fingers it doesn't fall apart, or snap at the Zen pins. And that shit sucks. So in general, the Gale clone is good. This is not a bad knife. Just because I'm saying it, I don't recommend it, doesn't mean it's a bad knife. It's still a good knife, it is a good flipper, but it's the fact that I can't believe in its ability to live through beating that I don't recommend it. It is still a quality flipper. You could definitely hit some clips on this. Shit, I can hit clips on this. This thing's good. It still has the grip where you need it to be, and it doesn't have different proportions. Oh fuck, there's dirt on it. It doesn't have different proportions, you know, comparative to the real deal, like some other clones. It is pretty spot on in terms of thickness and things like that. Like if I have these two side to side, I mean, look at that. The rounding is like dead on, the thickness is the exact same. You know, even the blades, the shape of them, everything is about the exact same. The only difference with this one is the blade finish and the fact that it's all crowned. And it's like, at that point, why do you get a real Gale? That is the question. That's what it boils down to. Do you value your morality or your money? Is really the question when you get down to a knife like that. But I digress. It's a good knife. I just don't recommend it. I don't think it's worth your money. And that will conclude that. Thank you again to Todd for letting me borrow your Gale. You're a gamer, and I appreciate it. Hi, Svix. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but, you know, the Gale still needs fixes. It's still not, like, exactly there. But, you know, the few fixes it needs, if you fix it, then it'll be great. And I love the Gale, but it's just not fully there. Arm Shark, you're doing great, guys. Keep it up. You just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are making great shit. So keep it up. And I'm very excited to see your original knife. Which also, speaking of Arm Shark, if you can't tell, I'm a big Arm Shark fan. I think their shit's really good. So, fuck. But yeah, I like Arm Shark. Big fan. You guys keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. So with that, thank you everyone for watching. Again, join my Discord. And that's about it. Bye, guys. Anyways, Bryson, I need you to repeat what you said before. If I pull a knife, then what?
If you pull a knife, I will come out gay.
Okay. I just need to make sure that was on recording. Factory new.
Not bad, actually. Could you do me a
$3?
favor? $3?
Huh?
Wait, okay, not bad. Hey, can you stop screen sharing and screen share again? Your thing is... Oh, never mind, it's back. It's good now. It was, like, really, like, pixelated. It's all good now.
No way! No way!
Oh my god! No way, you can get that!
Bryson, you're gay! It's minimal! It's minimal wear! It's minimal wear!
How much? How much? There's no way!
It's on recording! It's on recording! You're gay! It's on recording!
You just put a $120 knife. Oh my god.
No way! No fucking way!
I'm gay, I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, you have to become gay now!
I do! I have to, man! Let's see it, we have to see it. Dude! No way you just got a knife! $120, bro.